Very good morning, all the students of 7th standard. And yesterday we have completed our history's lesson number 5th. We have completed, and today what we'll do, we'll see toward the civics lesson. Lesson number 3rd, we'll see from the civics. The homework is there of the 5th lessons that you have to complete in your home. Textbook exercise you have to complete. Otherwise, tomorrow I will try to give homework. So, third lesson from the civics we are learning, that is the features of the constitutions. Features of the constitution. This lesson we are learning. This is the third lessons from the civics. In the last two lessons, we studied how our constitutions was made. What is here in the last two lessons we have studied here. We have studied about our constitutions, how our constitution was made, how it framed, that we have studied in the previous class, lesson there. We studied its preamble and understood the terms. We have studied the preamble, Indian Constitution's preamble we have studied, and along with the preamble we have studied their terms. We try to understand the terms like a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. These are some of the terms from our preambles that these term we try to understand. We have tried to understand uh, from this lesson there, from the civics. So we understood this term there. The goal expressed in the preamble. Our goal is expressed in the preamble are the characteristic features of our constitutions as well. Then what are the goals are given in our preamble? These goals are the characteristic features of our constitutions as well. There important one, and characteristic features of our constitutions there. Apart from this, apart from these goals, the constitution also has other features. Our constitution, it also has some other features are there in our constitutions. So what are the features? That features we'll try to understand through these lessons. So we shall try to understand these features in the present chapter. What are the other features are there of our constitutions? That other features we'll try to understand, we'll try to learn through this lesson. So in the previous lesson we have studied about the preamble, their objectives, some of the terms of our constitution, that is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and a republic. These term we understood through the previous lesson, and in this lesson some of the other features we'll see in these lessons. So first one point of our lesson, that is federalism. This point we are learning from the third lesson of the civics, features of the constitution, federalism, and the page number of this lesson, that is 72. This page number is there. So federalism is important feature of our democratic republic government. One of the most important features of our constitution is a federal system. Federal system is the most important one features of our government. Important feature or the characteristic of our government, that is federalisms. So remember this one, federal system is the most important features of our government, of our constitutions. In countries with large territories, huge population, our country is the largest country, biggest country is there, and also the huge population is also so high, there more there. more than 130 crore population is there. So large country with a huge population, government is run by the federal system, and in our country our government is run by the federal system they used to be govern our country. So behind that, why we accepted the federal systems, because the country huge country is also, our country is large, and along with that population is huge, so we have adopted the federal systems. Ruling a large territory from a single capital city is not only difficult. If we are ruling, if we are governing, administrating our large country from the single city, from the single capital city, so it is difficult for us that, because localized problems are different, and when we are sitting at the remotest areas there, means when you are sitting longest areas, from the longer distance, from there it is difficult to be keep watch on that another area that it is in our empire only. But if from there, if you are watching, keeping watch on the more than 2000 3000 kilometers away, longer distance, it is difficult that. So ruling a large territory from a single capital city, it is difficult, but may also lead to the neglect of some far flung areas. So it also we reflect that neglect of some of the far regions or the flung area there, away remotest area there. Ours only we can see that, suppose we have farm. Simple example, one farm is closest to our village, and one farm is farthest from the village. So which farm is closest to the village, we always visit to that farm, and which our farm field is the farthest from our village, rarely we visit there. Children also, or even parents also. So mostly the situation is there, like same way government situation is also there. It is difficult, quite difficult to be govern uh, farthest areas there. It lead to be neglect of people's subjects. People residing there cannot participate in the affair of the government, and the people those who are living in such a remote area, such a longer distance areas, it is difficult for such peoples to be participate into the government affair. It is difficult for them to be participate into the administrations eagerly, happily. uh, they will not participate. They are living in the remotest or the longest area there, so their participation is also difficult there. So people residing in there, they cannot be participate into the affair of the government there. Therefore the government function at the two level in the federations. So because of that, in the federal systems of a government, our country's administrations, our government works from the two different levels. So they cannot participate, because of that, government functions from the two different level, in a federations, or into the federal government. From the two different level they function. That the government at the center carries out the tasks like defense of the entire country. The government which is at the center, the government which is at the center, that government functions like the tasks like defense systems of the entire country, foreign policy, and establishing peace. This is the work or the responsibility of the central government's defense, foreign policy, establishing peace, and the currency. So this government is also called as a union government. This government is called as a union government, and the function of the union government to carry out the tasks like defense systems of entire country, foreign policy, establishing peace in our country, and the currency. These work or the tasks responsibility of the union government. So central government is also called as a union government or a federal government. So this central level government is called as union government or the federal governments. The remaining points we will see in the next video. Thank you very much.